be talking about the total bars. And one reason I like the total bars is that it provides a great preview of what an athlete's able to do as far as transferring motion from the shoulders through the hips. So someone who's proficient with total bars is probably pretty good with chest to bars, probably pretty good with pull-ups, muscle-ups, and even kettlebell swings. So one of the common faults when it comes to total bars is the fact that it is a shoulder-initiated movement, and oftentimes people think about it as a foot-initiated movement. So they start moving their feet, expecting their upper body to do the other half. That's just not simply the case. Today we're going to break down a warm-up, mobility piece, and some scaling options for the total bars. The first question you want to ask yourself when it comes to doing any movement, can I reach that full extent of the range of motion? So when it comes to total bars, you want to think about, can I get to that full hollow arch position without my diaphragm overextending? So that's something you want to identify. And if you've done a CrossFit for a while, you should have a pretty solid idea of your overhead mobility. So one of the common faults I see with people doing total bars, or one of the reasons why people don't do total bars, is that they may have some sort of soft tissue restriction when they get to this overextended position or hollow arch position. They really have some sort of impingement or restriction. So a good warm-up, a good primer to get the kind of body primed to get in there is spending 3 rounds of 15 seconds just kind of hanging on the bar. So the goal here is kind of feel your sitting into your anatomy or hanging into your anatomy and only using your grip to support your body. So 3 rounds of 15, just using your grip in the bar. The next primer, if you have a teammate, if you have a partner working out with someone else, you can just go into this hanging position and let them push in their mid-back and kind of force them to the hollow arch position while you're just hanging on with your grip. But again, it's very important to make sure that you're not supporting, you're not bending your arms at all, you're fully hanging, and you feel the stretch in your lats while you maintain confidence. I'm going to hang on the bar. He's going to pull my mid to low back. Again, I'm just relaxing into a position and only using my grip to support my body weight. As you see in most of the warm-ups in class, PVC pass-through is also a great primer, kind of incrementally putting those hands closer and closer together while maintaining that nice stiff diaphragm. Next, we're going to kind of go into a hollow arch position as far as a warm-up to kind of get your lats ready for that pull-down motion while you're in a hollow body. So we're going to put a red band through the rig, so we don't need a lot of restriction, just a little bit. We don't need a lot of tension, just a little bit. Get down on the ground. We're going to grab the PVC pipe. We're going to come to the hollow body position, and I'm simply just going to pull down on the band. Pull down only using your lats. And this is going to mimic the initiation of the total bars. Getting your torso away and shortening the range of motion when you're on the bar. So it's going to be pushing, pulling down. You're going to maintain that midline stability while you're hanging onto the bar. So when it comes to kipping, when it comes to total bars in a large chunk, it's about being efficient in the movement. And breaking down any kip, you're going to work on being how well you can get through the hollow body and the hollow arch position. So in line with a warm-up, you kind of want to focus on just find an imaginary spot on the floor, or you put a dot using a chalk ball, whatever the case may be, 2 feet in front of the rig and 2 feet behind the rig. And really focus on keeping the midline stable while pointing your toes at both positions. I'll demo now. So again, I'm pushing away, pushing down, and pointing at both positions. That's why we did the primer with the PVC pipe, so you can kind of get the lats used and primed to pushing down away from the bar. And that's going to get your torso away from the rig and close that range of motion to make it easier for your foot to make contact with the bar. So now we're going to go over our first scaling options, which is knees to elbows. Again, with the knee to elbows, what's very important is your ability to press down away from the bar and while maintaining your line of action very, very tight and close to the rig. Anytime that your body gets further away from the rig, it's going to take more time and attention and more muscle recruitment and that much more effort. And it's going to minimize the amount of sets that you can do. So again, we're going to go to the hollow body, hollow arch position, and then once we find that kind of harmonious swing, we're going to bring the knees to the elbows and keep our action line very, very tight. I'll demo. You see that I'm driving my toes back down toward the ground versus going really wide, like this. So once you work your proficiency with the knee to elbows, the next option would be doing toe to rings, which is a great way to kind of, if you have some upper body restriction, if you find yourself having issues with the snatch position or anything overhead, a great way to extend that lever and open up a little bit is get on the rings. So Again, it's going to be very important to hit those hollow body, hollow arch positions, but it's going to be much easier to push down because you're going to be able to fly out a little bit with the rings. I'll demo. So you'll notice you don't see much movement in my upper body because the rings are taking that action, but my hips are staying very, very tight. So once we made it past the rings, we felt like we maintained proficiency of getting that hollow body position. With the additional range of or freedom of movement we have on the rings, with a little bit of mobility work, you should be able to work your way toward the toe bars, hanging onto a bar. Same technique is going to apply. You're going to make sure that you're pushing your body away, your shoulders pulling down against the bar is going to initiate the movement, and you're just going to maintain that midline stability by maintaining that hollow body, hollow arch position. So again, see my shoulders pulling away from the bar. Now, lessens the range of motion that I have to kick my legs up. It's especially important if you have very tight hamstrings. You don't have to have that straight leg as you kick up. You can force your body down a little bit more. It's going to help you hit that line of action that we want to see.